So welcome back everyone. So I've been able to create some topics for each section I will be working with on the forum. Now, for example, if you go to Nairaland, you can see all this. So these are the topics that I've created for our own forum for this tutorial. And then we need to do one more thing. I noticed that if you like have your topics this way, you are exposing the route to the public, and then anyone can just come there to like create it. At least anyone can come there to add a new topic, and then this might like just scatter the layout of your website. So what do? We need to like block this route such that only people who are admin can create a topic. And in which way can we do this? So we make use of a middleware to block our route. So a middleware is just like a set of code that stands in between our website request. So whenever you make a request to a server, the middleware like hijacks that request and then try to like check if um some something has been done and then some operation that has been like done right, then it's going to allow you to move on. And then if you have not like completed what is required, then it is going to return you to where you are meant to like start the operation to complete what is required. So now what we need to do is to block this route. And to be able to block this route, we go to the routes.php file, which is where we identify all the routes for our web page. So we add a middleware to it. And then we can notice that in the Laravel brace, it has been able to like set up middleware for some routes. So we just need to copy that middleware and then come here, add the symbol, and then block the topic route. Then also block the post and the delete route where we like create a topic and then we delete a topic. So we save this. Now let's refresh our page. So we notice that this is going to redirect us to the login page. That means we need to be authenticated before we can create a topic. Now we need to do one more thing, which is one more housekeeping issue. Notice that in the database, there's a table for users, and then in our users table, if you notice, we can only like create an account normally, but then we only want to like ensure that admin are the only one who can like set up a topic. Users can come to the site to view a section and create a post underneath that section, but not a topic. So what do we do to like fix this issue? So what we need to do is to set up a colon in our users table. We set up a column in our users table. So when we set up a column in our users table, we'll be able to like add the column that accepts a boolean value, which is if a user is admin, then it will be true. And if a user is not an admin, it will be false. That means when a user is admin, they can head over to the topics route. But if they are not an admin, they should just be restricted to the pages that we want them to like visit. So what do we do? In order to create a new column in Laravel, since you have already migrated your tables, we notice that if you come to the topics table, we have some data that are in the topics table, and then we cannot like reset our migration. So what we need to do is to alter the table, and to be able to alter the table, we need to set up a new migration file. So to be able to do this, I'll be making use of AI companion, which is ChatGPT, and then we just copy this code, which is PHP artisan make migration add status. So we want to add the status to the users table. So we run this command, and then it has already created that migration. So we just go to our migrations, and then we'll see status underneath all the files there, and then we'll pass this information to the schema, which is this. But then I'll be changing this. So I'm not even working with this because this is not what I want to achieve. So what I want to achieve is that I want to ensure that whenever it is like a boolean value, that is it. So I'm not using a string. So let me remove this default, and then I'm going to say boolean is admin, which is the status value that I want to use for the column. So this will be the boolean stuff that I'll be creating. And then what do I need to do? So I just need to say PHP artisan migrate. So before migrating, I need to go to my user model to confirm that I have added this is admin to the fillable column. So whenever users try to like fill a form, you can be able to like pass this is admin into that column. Now let me go back to my migration again. So since I've saved this, now let me run PHP artisan migrate and see what happens. So migration runs successfully. Now let's see our users table and refresh it. So what do we have? Is admin colon is now added to the users table. Voila, very good. Now what do we need to do? We need to like set up another registration page for this registration, because this is the default registration page for normal users. We don't want our admin to sign up in the registration page of where our users sign up. So what can we do? Now let's create the form. So we'll go to a new file. Underneath the blade file, in the topics.blade view, we'll create a new form and say register admin dot blade dot php. And then when you try to register an admin, what are the things that you need to like have to set up? So we need to set up a form that has a CSRF token. So we can just tell the AI platform to help us to do this. Now, let's just say set up a form that has a CSRF token. Okay, set up a registration form that has a CSRF token. I want to be able to insert users into the users table and add a status of his admin is true whenever they sign up via this form. So what are the data we are collecting? So we would be collecting data such as their username, their email, their password. What else again? I think this should be for the admin. So this one should be okay for the admin. That's all. So we are not trying to confirm password or anything. So we just want to like ensure that a user use the an admin make use of the admin form, just like this user can be making use of their user form. In the user form, you need to like confirm password and those stuff. This is done by the library breeze authentication because we are using a template. But then we want to like create this form ourselves. So we only collect information for username, email, password, and his admin would be an hidden value of true. So this is it. Be an hidden boolean value. So this is it. So let's see what happens. So you can see it set up a form for us, and then a nice HTML form, and then it shows us how to add it to the route and all those stuff. So let's copy this form to this template, which is the register admin.blade.php. So we should be able to have like a normal knowledge of HTML to set up form. If you don't understand HTML, you can check some tutorials on how to work with HTML. The reason why I'm doing this with AI is to just make my work faster. So come down again and then add route. So now let's copy this route to our route file. Remember, when we create a route, we also need to have a controller for that route. So let's just come down and add this route. Now we need to go and create a controller. So we can say PHP artisan make admin register controller and stuff like that. and then we create the controller. Then we use admin registrar controller. We have to declare it so that we'll be able to make use of it. This admin register controller. So what do we have? It has not been imported. Let me see what's the error. Copy and then let's paste. This is not a spelling issue. This should be the right controller. Let me save and see what happens. This error doesn't go away. So what's wrong? Say duplicate symbol declaration. So where was it declared? Oh. This has been declared underneath here. Wow. Wow. Shouldn't be doing it that way. It should be declared here. So the text editor we are making use of is like helping us to like format the code. It's writing the code also. So now we've been able to do this. Now what's the next thing that we need to do? I think that should be all. And then it says then edit admin registrar. Okay, so it's helping us to write a code to like allow us to take the user registration to be able to do all this eloquent and all those stuff. So this is very good if you want to just make the work very fast. And then we'll save this. Okay, so a class has been created already. Let me just, or let me replace everything. And then add PHP to the top. Okay, so very good, very easy, very simple. Now we've been able to do this. So what next again? I think that's all. Okay, so he's just trying to like help us with an helper alteration for the users table, which we've already done. So you can see the power of AI, they are very smart. So it has been so you can see the protected available and all those stuff that we've done before. So now let's navigate to the route where we have our form, which is this register admin.blade.php. What in the web.php have we added the blade file? So it says the admin register. When you go to route get admin slash register, hit the register admin controller and stuff like that. So what blade file does it return? In the admin does register, let's check the controller. Return view admin register. Well, no, this is not the view you are going to return. You are returning. Let's navigate to our blade file to see. You are returning this register admin.blade.php. So this is the issues when working with AI. You'll have defined everything the way it understands it. So you are the one who is the human being who is like make the right changes. Register admin dot blade dot php. So you can see register admin is the name you give. You don't need to add dot blade. So now let's navigate to admin slash register. So you can see the form, very ugly form. We have not been styling anything. Anyway, we are going to get here. So now let's try to fill in some information for the admin. So the password, okay, so for the authentication, does he ask the password and all those stuff? Okay, very good. This is cool. So it does ask the password and all those stuff. So we say admin, let me just give it a username. It should be username instead of an email. So okay, the name stands for the username, which is Patrick. Um, let me give it Patrick Gold. And then the email, Patrick at gmail.com. We're just using a random email. So let's register this. Should be able to register successfully. What do we get it with? Does our user table get filled? All good. We are set, ready to go. Is admin means one. That is true. but if it is zero, it means false. All good, we are set and done. We'll be able to register as an admin. Now we can now log in as an admin. So whenever we log in, go to the login page, we just log in. Then we can just add the information and then you log in. Okay, so it should be wow, very, very good. Now it's now redirects to the topics page. You can see. So what did you do here? Now let me see. It says direct return redirect route, admin register with success, admin register when you've like okay, it is not the login page. So the login page is created by the let's go to dashboard, see what happens. Can we access dashboard? Very good. You can access dashboard. Now, this dashboard will just be as if whenever you log into the Nairaland page and then this header changes and start showing your information, then you start seeing the post. Now, the next thing to do is that we are already good and then we can log in as an admin and then we can also register like a user with the normal registration page and we are able to log in. So the next thing we should now do is to now start building our user interface because we've been able to build the logic. Now we need to build our user interface and then build the backend for the user's post. For example, when a user comes to a site, and then you can see all these posts are created by people like you. It might be some bloggers who are trying to like get noticed, or just some random forum users creating this topic. So you can see the topic, and then if you go to a topic section on any of the topic, you can see, for example, let's click on Christianity. You see people discussing about Christianity, and then people creating posts. So this is what we want to do next. We want to ensure that a user can create a post, and then we can view that user post and see the content of what the user is writing in the post. For example, this thread has been closed by one of the moderators, one of the admin. So now let's check a post that is recent, like something like this. So for example, you can see posts like this is created by a user. We can see the date the post was created, the username of the user that created the post, the title of the post, and then the post information, and then the pictures, and then we can view the reaction of other users and then the comments and stuff like that. So this is what we are going to be building next. So I'll see you on the next section of the video. Thank you very much.